This week's episode of RWBY was really dark, I must say. And I finally understand what Cinder Fall was trying to do, or not entirely, because I cannot figure out why she want to make people suspicious of other nations, unless she, of course, just want to see the world burn, which is what it seems they want to do. I'm not entirely sure, of course. I cannot be sure. But what basically happens in this episode is that Pera, she is getting the same treatment as Yang, by seeing that Penny, which is the person she has to fight, she's basically sending like a huge amount of blades against her, which makes Pera basically send a huge magnetic shockwave that sends the existing blades back, but sadly it is so strong that the strings that is magnetic attached to what you call Penny, it actually rips her apart so you can see she is a robot. And we're talking about she's basically getting torn into two, like at the stomach, from what I can see. And I really hope Penny is okay because she's such a wholesome character. I really hope that Atlas can fix her. But then again, will Atlas get the chance? Because now that there is a grim attack in this episode because of the thing that happened there, and people saw that Penny was a robot, which was basically meaning that she was a weapon. And as Cinder Fall she announces on the broadcast, which she actually hijacks, can you really trust them? Because people, the headmasters of the schools has a lot of more power than most armies, and one of them even brought an army or a unit, a Penny, with them. And why would you disguise a robot as a little girl? Why would you disguise that so no one could see the difference? I can understand why, because he wanted to use it maybe like an infiltration one where maybe there were some hostages and she was just taken hostage. And then the kidnappers or hostage takers, they would just, let's say, even thought they would be on high alert for police and stuff. They wouldn't think about one of the hostages maybe being able to defeat them. And therefore Penny could basically defuse the situation. However, still, she could also be used to basically assassinate people without them knowing and then just walking out. Because who would suspect a little girl? And also, as and now I understand why Yang had to basically beat or hit Mercury Black. It was because Cinderfall would be sure that people knew that this wasn't an accident. This was something that was deliberately done because Yang also did it, and she was also from Beacon. So the question was, what did he teach his students? And let's just say like this: even Ford, the headmaster of Beacon, he actually gets a call from Ironwood, and he says that he can explain the girl. He doesn't think about that. He thinks about the security of the people in Beacon and the area, because he says you brought an army, use it. And most likely, if it wasn't because of Neo, or Waifu-chan as I sometimes call him, the situation would most likely have been diffused. But she takes down, let me see, I think it was Blue Six, or was it Red? And then she also frees Roman, the guy with the butler hat. And he then shoots down the two other ships. So now it looks really grim, because if the people doesn't trust the huntresses and hunters, who can take down those beasts? Who can do that? I really hope we are getting explained why Cinderfall is doing this, because I'm really interested. And oh man, it's getting really interesting, Ruby. And with that, all I can say is have a good day, good night, wherever you are. And I will see you later, guys. Cheers.